USCIS recently announced a new alien registration requirement, which basically says, to summarize it, if you've never been fingerprinted after the age of 14, either at a consulate when getting your visa or upon entry to the US legally, or if you ever applied for an immigration benefit after you entered the US and got fingerprinted, or if you were placed into removal proceedings where you were also probably fingerprinted. But if you didn't do any of those things, and you're in the US, then you need to register with USCIS. And there are two main categories of people who come to mind. The first one is people who entered the US with ESTA. So this can be any visa waiver program, whether it's Canada or Europe. If you were never fingerprinted as a part of the process to enter the US, and you plan to spend more than 30 days inside the US, then you are required to register. And not only register, but you need to keep the registration certificate with you. Proof of registration must be printed out and kept with you. Otherwise, you could be subject to civil penalties and even criminal penalties. The second group of people who comes to mind are people who are unlawfully present in the US who are never inspected when they entered the US. So this is the massive group of people who MAGA Republicans love to call illegals, even though no human being is illegal. These people did unlawfully enter the United States and are now unlawfully present in the United States. And this USCIS registration requirement seems like it's really targeting them because, let's be real, the Trump administration doesn't care that much about people who are lawfully present in the US, but they are very much trying to deport everyone who is unlawfully present. And so the requirement is that even if you're unlawfully present in the US, you have to register with USCIS and then carry proof of registration around with you. But what do you think will actually happen if you're unlawfully present in the US and you entered without inspection and the government didn't know you were here until you register? Probably, just pure speculation here, but probably the next thing that will happen is you'll receive a notice to appear in immigration court to begin your deportation proceedings, or the government will detain you and try to expeditiously remove you or begin your removal proceedings so that an immigration judge can order you deported from the United States. This is pure speculation. I actually haven't seen anyone register for this program yet. I haven't actually seen anyone get detained or receive a notice to appear in immigration court. So I don't actually know any of that stuff's gonna happen. But at first glance, that's what seems to be the motive behind this new USCIS registration requirement. The first thought that came to my mind when I read about this requirement is Trump seems to be overstepping with his executive authorities here. This is probably going to get challenged really quickly in court, just like the majority of its policies have been challenged. But after I dug a little deeper, it turns out that this requirement has always been present in the Immigration and Nationality Act, and it just hasn't been enforced. So it was well within USCIS's authority and power to basically begin enforcing this requirement. After better understanding what the Immigration Act said and the realities behind this situation, I realized that this is most likely very much enforceable, and Trump might not be successfully challenged on this new policy. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. I just wanted to touch on this topic because I know a lot of people are wondering what to do. A lot of my clients have personally reached out and said, should we register for this? And these are clients who are applying for family-based green cards and naturalization and things like that. So they've already been fingerprinted, they're good to go, they don't need to register. And for the people who are fully unlawfully present in the US who entered without inspection, you are required to register. What the consequences of registration will be is yet to be seen. I can guess. I speculated about some of those things in today's video. If you guys are new to my channel, I put out weekly videos on family-based immigration, naturalization, and changes to immigration policies under Trump. If you actually need some assistance with any immigration matter, schedule a consultation. You can find my information in the video description below, and I would be more than happy to assist you along your immigration journey. If you're new, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for another video.